Ice creams and sweets have been the reason I find it so hard to get to your body fat percentage levels. That I don't want a six pack. We don't have to get to Brian Johnson levels where you're obsessed about it all the time. My father underwent an open heart surgery in just about 4 weeks. With simple weight training, he is now a much stronger man than what he was before the surgery.
So while the number of gyms and sporting centers are very high, the penetration overall doesn't seem to match at all.
Many of these neighborhood gyms are closing, but I hardly see people like you actually trying to do something for that large community. And I feel sad. We need to relook at the way gyms are from a bodybuilding center to more of a health center.
The piece of advice that you just gave is not just for the human race, it's also for the... I'll just change the topic a little bit. Your day is sort of full of noise, opinions, decision making, all kind of things that lead to high stress. Then you're training very hard for an event like Ironman. Then after all of this, recovery must be an integral part of your life, of your overall routine, because I'm pretty sure that without that, you will not be able to operate at the level at which you're operating. So is there anything specific that you do to make sure that you recover? And I'm sure your coaches must have, helped you out with that. But this piece of information from an athlete of your level and a politician of your level, I think this piece of information will be very helpful for people out there who are trying to recover ahead of their training and stress.
I think the biggest recovery is sleep.
Yeah.
We underestimate the healing powers, the miraculous healing powers of sleep. And that is one area where I was consistently struggling. What happens is if you train late in the evening, you struggle to get good sleep because your adrenaline is high and you're excited state.
Correct.
So I try to get my workouts early in the day, either early in the morning or in the afternoons, so that during the evening I can actually go back and sleep. 2, I think on days where the training is a little intense, your body will tell you that you need a little nap. So during the day, I have, if you're traveling from one meeting to another, you have 25 minutes, 30 minutes in the car. I would have just slept. And, there are times where, we would have reached the place of the meeting and somebody from the team will actually wake me up and say I would have already gone into deep sleep because the body would have gotten so tired.
Yeah.
So I think those small naps, sleeping in the plane, sleeping during your travel, and trying to get as much sleep as possible, I think that is something that I consistently try to do. Also, when you're doing these long swims and long cycling sessions, etc., and also these more than 10K runs, and your training running volume becomes a little more, I think the soreness and everything will niggle at you. So maybe 1 or 2 release sessions. We underestimate the importance of those things. Personally, for me, foam rolling has helped me so much. And basic stretches using resistance bands and even just body weight stretches, nothing else, before you sleep or something. I think that has also, it helps a lot. And I think as a part of that is also recovery. You can't speak of recovery without speaking of nutrition.
Yes.
So if you are not adequately hydrated, if you don't have enough electrolytes, if you don't have enough protein, if you don't have, basically good healthy food, then again your recovery takes a dip. So I think it's a balance.
Yeah,
that's all.
I think the fundamentals, you just pretty much summed up everything that makes up 85-90% of recovery. And what I love about this conversation is that nothing gimmicky came up. A cryo and
the very intense stuff which most of us can't do,
which a lot of influencers will talk about. But the reason I'm loving this conversation is because none of that gimmick came out, which is also not accessible to normal people like us.
Sleep is the most
That's the sleep is the superpower. Nutrition is a superpower. You spoke about hydration and naps. Those are
the
golden.
naps. Yeah, exactly.
Wherever people can find an opportunity, that's it. When you're sitting in a cab, instead of scrolling through the reels or shorts or whatever, just take a nap.
Yeah.
And that accelerates your recovery. So I think
you also love ice cream.
Oh yes, I mean that ice creams and sweets have been, the reason why I find it so hard to get to your body fat percentage levels is because of
Same, I'm with you.
because of overconsumption of sweets.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that? Are you like trying to?
Well, I try to. I try to limit it. At least now, the last few months, I try and fail, but the battle continues. But yeah, and also, because I'm a vegetarian, our diet is mostly carb
Yeah.
intensive.
Exactly.
So also, if you eat a lot of paneer, it's also like, more fat with paneer.
Yeah.
And then low fat paneer tastes bad. So, I mean, this is a struggle.
Yeah.
So,
Struggle.
yeah, I think these are struggles that I think everybody goes through.
Absolutely.
But I think, sometime off late, my understanding has been this, Rishabh. I have tried, protein tracking, there's all of these things. And then now actually, I have realized that eat simple home food.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Depending on your training volume, 1 or 2, protein shakes a day.
Yeah.
Eat more pulses and legumes, eat all this, cardo that we make at home. And mind how much rice and chapatis and, these carb you eat. Eat more of fiber, whatever palya you make, the vegetables that you make. And I think pretty much this is keeping sorted. And, at least the 99% of people, including me, at least, I would not speak for 99%. I would speak for myself. I don't want a 6-pack because I know that it is so hard to get to that 6-pack level.
I can't.
But I think you have.
No, I mean, I don't have
flexing his 6 packs every other
day.
He
has visible packs. I don't have visible packs. And I'm like, I love my desserts.
Yes.
So I don't know if getting there is...
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. So for me, I feel it's okay. I mean, I want to be healthy.
Yes.
And I want to, if I wear, I must be able to wear all kind of clothes.
True.
So for that, you need to maintain a certain aesthetic to your body.
Yeah.
And that you can do with just eating simple, normal home food. And life will be okay. I mean, otherwise, if we are just obsessed with this, oh God, there was a point in time where figuring out protein was the day's most important task.
Oh, during the Ironman training.
It's like, what is your biggest to-do today? How do I get 120 grams of protein? So that is something that, I have, that obsession, I have left it now. And I'm like, okay, it's all right.
This is an amazing piece of advice.
Training, you training twice a day, you would need it for recovery.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm saying that, you can do it without being obsessed about it.
Yeah.
That is something that I have kind of understood. Focus on, there have been so many times where on the planes, I am on the plane sometime during lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, some meeting somewhere, I am there, I can't say, give me A, B, C, D. So, okay, I felt that dal chawal is the simplest food. Okay, you can't go horribly wrong wherever you are in the part of the country. You can simple dal chawal, some, a cucumber and some carrots. This is something that you will have it wherever.
Yeah.
Right? You can just eat that and you can still be okay. Okay, so I also feel, Shway, what has happened is, where is this Instagram, this algorithm is in such a way that, you see more of this. I see Rishabh, I see you. And then there are 5 other, Western influencers who will come and then who will tell you, okay, have this, lean meat, have this, have this particular one, have blueberries, have... These are all things you will not even find in
India.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you want to have blueberries every day, it is so expensive.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So if you say that, if you think that this is a model that is going to apply to our geography and our people, it won't.
Yeah.
So eat your mangoes. Eat your jamun, eat whatever not gulab.
No, fruit.
So, yes.
You thought of gulab jamun because you're...
Okay, so eat the fruits that you get.
Yeah.
Eat the vegetables that you get here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is, when we speak of vegetables, we think, okay, it should be kale, it should be asparagus, it should be broccoli.
Yeah.
No, eat your, carrots, eat your beans, eat your avocado, eat your whatever you get here.
Yeah.
It is that much, like it just makes your life that much simpler.
Exactly.
And all of these hundreds of years, our people have eaten this.
Exactly.
Eaten this. Your DNA is attuned to it, etc.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that all that they have eaten, the way they have eaten is right.
Okay.
Modern science, modern nutrition is teaching you so many things that, how much protein you need for a healthy body. Try to get that through whatever sources, whatever choices of food you make, what is easily available to you.
Yeah.
Because sustainability is the most important one. I can do a fancy diet for a week. I can do it for, 20 days. I can't do it for a year. Right? So I think that is
what you just mentioned is actually a very important point, not just for us as humans or our health. It's a very important point for our planet, and I'll tell you why. Because if you eat more local and if you eat more seasonal, then the food has traveled less to reach you. It has been cold storage less, so it's like saved on bunch of other aviation fuel and a lot of other things, and it's good for our local farmers. So it's like the piece of advice that you just gave is not just for the human race, it's also for the planet. And I think I've been a huge fan of that approach, and I'm very happy that it's coming out in this discussion.
How often do you do blood work?
3-4 months.
Oh wow.
This is something that I've started now.
Wow.
Just to understand how this is this thing. Otherwise I would do it once in 6 months or a year,
Which is amazing too.
Yeah, I mean, all of this, Shway, like that is what I wanted to say, that once you start this journey towards your fitness, or you have an event, it all starts falling in place. It's like different pieces of the puzzle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So you sign up for an event. I think that's where a lot of things start. And I want, if one thing that people can take away from it is, many a times we are not motivated intrinsically to do it every day. I mean, I am not Shway or Rishabh to do it, right? I need some external motivation. So maybe if you sign up for an event, you have a sense of accomplishment.
Correct.
When you do it. So then, you start training for it. The moment you start training, you will realize after 3 days, 4 days of training that, okay, you're getting a pain here, your recovery is not happening. Then you will ask your coach, he will say, okay, eat better, sleep better. Then that gets into picture. Then you do it for 3-4, months, a couple of months. Then, you will get advice. It's very the community.
Yeah.
Somebody will come and tell you that, once, why don't you check your B12 and D? Because, your muscle soreness may be because of less B12 levels.
Yeah.
Then you will do your blood work. Then you will see, okay, my triglycerides are high. Then you will do some more research on it. You will start doing some reading. I think it's just the journey. You need to start it somewhere, and that slowly you will understand it. We don't have to get to, Brian Johnson levels where, you're obsessed about it all the time. But you just can be a very normal, healthy person, just being more mindful of these things. That's all.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I think we're just going to wait for all the policies that you're going to make happen
Yeah.
for fitness and health in the country.
Yeah, and I'm also going to, between the three of us, I came up with an idea just now. We should do another piece of content with him where three of us are running on the roads of Bangalore.
Yeah.
And discussing a bunch of important things like this. If you're up for it,
great. We should do it at some point.
Cycling also, so we should.
If you want to cycle, if you want to run, we can do any of them.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Awesome.
So, last but not least, we have so many gyms sprouting every day, every other day. Like just on 100 feet or HSI, I think we have 25 gyms, right? So while the number of gyms and sporting centers are very high, the penetration overall doesn't seem to match at all. Which means gyms are opening, shutting down. What do you think we can do to really make that change?
Well, I think, I want to take a minute to give you, in my perspective, a little more comprehensive answer to this. One, India is rapidly growing economically.
Yeah.
Our annual rate of growth is 6.57%, which means that more and more number of people today are coming out of poverty, coming out of middle class, entering upper middle class. There's this whole social mobility that is happening in the country. And naturally, when people have more, disposable income, then they will want to spend it on, gym membership, etc. Otherwise, for a lot of people in the country, gym membership is still a luxury. Right? So one, it is an economic challenge. which is getting slowly addressed because the country is rapidly making progress economically. Second, with more and more number of people actually understanding that strength training, resistance training is important for your overall fitness, people are joining gyms, albeit the attrition rate is, high. I also feel that gyms themselves must kind of reorient the way they look at themselves and look at and market themselves. If you look at most of the gyms, you will find big posters outside of men in 8-pack, 6-packs, huge muscles, etc. And that is for a normal guy very intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay, I have had this conversation at home, Shwe. I have told my mom, Amma, please go to gym. And she said, I don't want to become a bodybuilder. Why are you asking me to go to a gym? So the concept even now largely is that if you go to a gym, you are going to a gym to become a bodybuilder. So I think the gyms themselves must start educating, because how do you create a market?
Yeah.
You have to create a market by educating the market on what your product service is. So I think, and I don't see the gyms actually doing this actively, or as much at least I think should be done. Why don't gyms go out to parks where you have senior citizens, so many housewives, so many middle-aged people who come walk every day? Why don't they actually tell them that in addition to your walking, why don't you come to this local gym here for 2 days a week? Do some basic strength training. This is going to help you retain your muscle. I think this education aspect is missing. If you go to a gym, average gym, in the neighborhood, you will find 3 or 4 guys, all pumped up and, in this tight t-shirts walking around and telling you, pump more, lift more weight. So they're not actually educating you. So I think we need to relook at the way gyms are from a bodybuilding center to more of a health center. A more comprehensive approach at understanding that this is a place where you will become more healthier. You will age better if you go here. I think that education aspect is missing in the gyms in the neighborhoods, the normal gyms that we see here. And that is one aspect where I think we can do a lot of work.
A lot of work, yeah.
Yeah.
Fully agree.
Yeah. Which is probably where our centers like Cult, where it's group settings, women tend to probably enjoy a lot.
Also, maybe, people like you, I always feel, the neighborhood parks have so many people who come and there's so much footfall there.
Yes.
But I hardly see people like you actually trying to do something for that large community.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay, in the sense that, where does my mom go? Because she's the average, normal Bangalore, 60-year-old woman. She was, earlier going to a yoga center nearby, which was very good. Now, she goes with her friends in the evening for a walk. Which is the 90% of the normal woman.
Agreed.
Right? But I think initiatives, organizations like Cult, organizations like, My Third Space, you can venture out to these parks, talk to these women and educate them on these things. Many of them don't realize that, post a certain age, there is a, attrition of muscle loss. There's a, consistent muscle loss that happens. Especially women, tend to lose even, bone density. So I think this is an education problem more than anything. And then, this prejudice that they have about gyms and about strength training will go away.
Yes.
And I think it also makes economic sense for, institutions like this to do it. There's a huge untapped market there.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do is we are trying to target the same 1%, which already knows all of this and is trying to do it.
Correct.
Are we making consistent efforts to increase the market from this 1%? I think we are not doing adequately.
Yeah,
That's a great point. That are we going to the parks to do something to educate them? I'm sure collectively we can.
Yeah, I think fitness is a lot more than go hard or go home, right?
Yeah. That is, for the 1% only maybe.
Exactly.
But look at all of these fitness products, right? your protein powders, your, protein bars, your gym memberships, your, equipments, all of this are targeted to that same small band, while we are not making efforts to expand the band.
Yeah.
And I personally feel that there is a huge, huge space available if we actually invest the time, resources, and energy to make this education happen. While India is a young country, we are also a country with a large geriatric population.
Yes.
Okay, recently, Shwe, my father underwent a open heart surgery. And post that, he needed some rehab, training. And Soumya from Stairs, was kind enough to help my dad. And in just about 4 weeks, with simple weight training, started with 1.5 kg dumbbells, 2.5 kg dumbbells, just body weight, squats and simple. In after, it started about after 3 or 4 months or 3 weeks after his surgery. In about 2 months, he is now a much stronger man than what he was before the surgery. Wow. And we are speaking of a large geriatric population like this that exists, right? So I think we need to approach fitness not as a activity for only the young. It is more important for people who are getting older. One, we must also make it an effort to, educate, create an awareness that gyms are not bodybuilding centers. These are health clubs. I have not seen at least the neighborhood gyms that I go to, and I have inaugurated so many gyms, when has a local neighborhood gym tied up with a hospital or a doctor, a clinic nearby and done a health camp? Why don't you do a free blood work for everybody? Okay. I mean, I'm saying, I'm not speaking about my third space. I'm speaking about the average, gym, because we're addressing public health as a subject here. So, you do something like this. Tell them, test somebody's grip strength. Test, their flexibility. These are such low-hanging fruits.
True.
And then you will, be able to educate them that, do this ABC, come 2 times a week to the gym, and then see how your body changes. Right? I think this is a collective effort that as a community, we must all do. We are thinking, Shwe, that maybe sometime in this year, we will organize a event in Bangalore for all, like all these neighborhood gyms, people who are involved in fitness, people who are, these companies that are into fitness, VCs who are investing into fitness health space, bring all of them together to actually do this mass education campaign. So there, I think, people like you should actually come speak to the, the neighborhood gym owners. Many of these neighborhood gyms are closing. I have seen them. I would have gone, inaugurated it. 3 months later, there's a restaurant that would have come up there. Or you will see some, pub or bar that would have come up there. Right? And I feel sad that, this was meant to be a space where people will come and become healthy.
Exactly.
Now people are coming and drinking and, you're spoiling your health. Right? So I think if collectively we make this effort to educate people, this small band of people who everybody is trying to target will become bigger.
Larger. So true. And such a great point.
Of course, this is very, very, very important.
So much to do.
Important point.
Yeah.
Okay. One last message to our viewers and audience.
Well, follow Rishabh and follow Shwe and follow this channel. I have been regularly listening to them. I have learned so much because I have followed, their respective social media. We don't realize the importance of health until health becomes a problem. And that day, everything changes. So while not everything is in our control, at least 80% of the controllables are. And I think with a little more mindful living, a little more focus on how the small choices that we want to make, we will not just be healthy ourselves, but we'll be able to make a very healthy, a very strong India.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This was wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah. Most inspiring conversation.
Wow.